can be. The universe has to pay you back. The energy of God's love and purity has to give you a return. But if you're living in a very blocked state, where things are locked down, there's a fear, the trauma, maybe the guilt, the disappointment, the lack of belief in yourself. Those words that keep echoing again and again in your subconscious and conscious. I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. Sometimes you just don't hear it in details. But if you look at the way you spend your day, it will reveal you don't believe much in yourself, not in the highest dimension. I remembered once a spiritual leader had told me that she had put a camera up in her house to just watch how she moves and what she does in a day. And she was quite surprised that 80% of her day was wasted. She was surprised in seeing how many times she went to the kitchen just to open the fridge and close it. She was surprised to see how long she sat and scrolled and looked for things to shop or just looked through things that were scanning. She was very surprised to see how she would just walk back and forth to rooms without much of a significance behind why she was moving. And when she looked at how much work she was able to accomplish, it wasn't as much. This is somebody who has a very large following, and she actually does a session on YouTube with a lot of students, actually. But she was surprised that what was significant, she focused on her YouTube messaging. That did great for her. She ate 3 meals a day. That was good for her. She answered a few emails or maybe calls. Those were significant for her. But then when she looked at the rest of her day, she wasn't evolving at the level that she spoke and shared. And this is private, intimate. I'll not ever reveal who that person is, but I'm sure some of you might be aware of her journey of who she is. But I ask you, what's the reason for that? Today's conversation is the miracle in least resistance, for us to be able to really recognize how this energy of resistance is responsible for holding back financial wealth, powerful, inspiring relationships with people. Sometimes you feel a little insecure reaching out to somebody who seems evolved or wealthy or creative or just unique or special. You resist. The resistance of a healthy body. You know you should get up and do that exercise, but the resistance is so strong that you just don't do it. I'm talking to myself right now. I wake up with the intention to really do a good 10 or 15 minutes. And the resistance just has me laying there. And I find that absolutely extraordinary. How can somebody who has such a powerful mind with such a determined existence can't get out of the bed to just do 10 or 15 minutes of exercise? It always makes me smile. It's a matter of importance. It's a matter of understanding what your needs are. It's a matter of will. It's just a matter of the love that you carry for the self. The resistance of being able to see that even though a situation isn't working out the way that you wish it to, that I shouldn't resist looking for the optimistic, beneficial reason behind that. I want you to think about it because we're moving into a new year. And this energy of resistance that is so connected to the ego and attachment it's robbing us of a life where we can experience so much freedom internally and joy and grace and wisdom and definitely love. But I want us to look at how resistance works. It's simple. Let's say you have an issue with a person, and your better angel, which is your soul conscious self, which is your true self, says, "Oh, forget it. I'll just send an email and act like nothing happened," or maybe I'll just be the humble one and just say, "If I've said or did anything that offended you, you must know how deeply sorry I am, because your relationship to me matters, even though you know they messed up." Because sometimes when people are in ego, they won't accept their mistakes. The ego is too thick. But sometimes your soul conscious self, your better angel in you, your highest self says, "I just want to forgive this person," call them, pretend nothing happened, or text them these words so that at least there's an opening there for us. But the minute you're about to do it, there's a pullback. Have you ever felt that? The minute you're about to text them or call them, now you find another reason to do something else. Have you felt that before? That's resistance. Resistance will keep you in a bondage. It'll keep you trapped in thinking that you're right. Resistance is very dominant in creating an energy of a blockage. It tries to cheat you from accomplishing more. Resistance is, "I don't deserve enough." It holds you back, and it's connected to fear, disillusionment, negativity, trauma, guilt, regret. Resistance is punishment. It's denying yourself to be the best that you can be. You go into your bank account, and the moment you press the button to open up the bank account, check if there's a resistance or a flow. There's more than enough. Why is it maybe you don't feel resistance when you're going out to buy a name brand handbag or shoe or dress, but you feel a resistance to donate $10 to a charity? I'm just asking a question. Some people feel that way. Some people will go out and buy a $300 bag, maybe a Coach or something. I don't know what they're worth anymore. But they will have a resistance to donating $300 to a cause. Some karmic energy is there, right? I remembered a man that I spent a weekend with, beautiful person. He invested in Bitcoin when Bitcoin was 20 cents. He became a billionaire as a result. In 1 week, he purchased 3 Rolls-Royce. He rented a beautiful home in Beverly Hills where he paid $100,000 a month for rent. And if you're staying and he wants, he will show you lavishly the way that he lives. And he has a right. It's his fortune. Nobody's complaining. Everybody deserves their time. We were working on a media project, and it was called See Good. It was all about positive conscious media. And I thought that the CEO of the company would benefit in meeting him. I have a wonderful gift of bringing the right people together so they can grow. And they came together to meet, and he has a lot of money, but instead he thought, if you can do all of these filmmaking and make these programs, I would be more interested to do rated X movies. Would you be willing to do that? I'll donate whatever is needed. Now you can only imagine her position. Her position was, I need $5 million for my company. This person has it, more than enough. To buy 3 Rolls Royce in a week, it'll give you an idea of how much money he has. But he didn't have the energy to give to that. So there was a resistance in him saying, I don't know, it's not easy for me to be able to give like that to these things. But he had a flow that could do rated X movies. I tell you that as a true story. Your resistance, you have to check what it's connected to. And what is the consequence of allowing this energy of resistance to keep flowing in you? Why does it exist? We're God's children, and God's children have no limits. But why is it that finances aren't abundant? Why are my relationships not empowering me? Maybe my mind is negative. My body's not doing well. What am I resisting? At a soul level, what am I holding on to? What's my belief system of myself? What is the environment that I have put myself in that contributes to my resistance? And sometimes I smile. There's this comment, a prophet is never a prophet in their own kingdom. Sometimes you're not speaking to even the right audience, but you're just there. And you feel like you're not really moving the dial. And you have to pick yourself up to find your tribe. But a resistance says, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it on my own. What if this happens? What if that happens? Your resistance is always connected to something that's less than your godly self. Your resistance is connected to something that's less than your godly self. But then you might say, well, what if I'm resisting going into this dark alley, Sister Jenna? Isn't that a good resistance? Of course, that's common sense. That's just intuitive. That's not resistance. That's you being intelligent enough to know, don't walk in a dark alley by yourself when you're a woman. That's common sense. And you should get a signal, no, don't go there, go in the other direction. It could be a resistance or it just could be common sense. But I'm talking about a resistance that stops you from doing good, stops you from making that call to break free from this relationship. A resistance that stops you from calling somebody who can open up opportunities for you because you're scared of making the call or you're scared of hearing a no. That resistance in you where you're reducing your world to such a tiny aspect of yourself that you've gotten comfortable in being tiny inside, but still dreaming big. It's insanity, actually. So there is a miracle in a path of least resistance, and I'm inviting you to contemplate on what your life would be like if you resisted nothing today. I don't want to resist doing anything that is auspicious, positive, inspiring, uplifting, invigorating, progressive, creative. I won't resist being my best today. I don't wish to do that. So let's go into a little meditation on the miracle of a life of least resistance, and close your eyes for a bit and take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in again. Breathe out. I don't even know what the energy of resistance feels like anymore. I don't feel that holding back energy in me anymore. At this moment, I choose not to. I'm an immortal, eternal, imperishable, pure, powerful light. And I'm sitting in the consciousness of the miracle of least resistance. Visualize it inside. Least resistance. Opened. Optimistic. Faithful. Inspired. Courageous. Confident. Joyful. Loveful. Powerful. Clear. Peaceful. Generous. Kind. Caring. Trusting. Easy. The miracle in least resistance is you. Allow the soul to feel that truth. I am a miracle of least resistance. I'm so opened to abundance, beautiful people, beautiful ideas, beautiful experiences. Nothing's lacking for me. Everything works like magic. What seems impossible to the average energy is so possible for me. And I enjoy my life. And I enjoy every moment. Find those people that will inspire you to sustain who you are. Nurture those relationships. Together, miracles will follow you everywhere you go. And always remember, first it's within you. The path of least resistance starts with you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Breathe in again. Exhale. One more time. So this is our assignment and our golden opportunity to open up a beautiful existence preparing our soul's energy for a beautiful 2025. Let's go to our awakened intelligence and ask it, what are the impacts, or what does resistance do to the soul? From a spiritual perspective, it can significantly impact the soul by creating barriers to growth, self-realization, and inner peace. Here's how resistance affects the soul. It blocks inner flow. Number 2, hinders your spiritual growth. Number 3, it creates emotional turmoil. It strengthens the ego. It diminishes your energy. It restricts your freedom. It disconnects you from the present moment. And overcoming resistance to mitigate its impact, the soul can practice acceptance, cultivate awareness, release control, engage in meditation, seek inner dialogue. By overcoming resistance, the soul connects with its innate virtues, such as love, peace, and strength, allowing it to thrive in harmony and purpose. How beautiful is that? Let's go to the Sister Gita effect and not resist what she has to offer, because it definitely serves our spirits so much. Here is the Sister Gita effect.
Greatness is what I've selected from a pocketbook full of virtues, and it says, it is common for great people to have faced ostracism and rejection, through which their greatness has emerged. Certainly, great talent needs to have the ego knocked out of it to be of real use to humanity. What a powerful statement. A wilderness experience can be humbling, immensely strengthening, and the making of us. When we have no other support to turn to, we are more easily able to recognize the source of true greatness and the need to connect with that great being, the divine. Have a day full of greatness, because we are the greatness. We're just in the wilderness searching for it once again. Om Shanti. Have a great day.
Great souls have such a great way of making greatness seem so simple. And perhaps that's what greatness is. It's a very simple and yet profound expression. Today's Avyakt signal, God tells you, children, be constant servers. However, if you're disturbed by something called service, and you're also disturbing others, it's better not to do service at that time, because the special virtue of service is in your contentment. Where there isn't contentment either with yourself or with those in connection with you, then that service will not enable you or others to receive benefit. Instead, it's better to first of all make yourself into a jewel of contentment and then do service for others. Otherwise, there is a subtle burden that increases when you yourself is not in a contented state. These teachings, in the Brahma Kumaris are so deep, and I hope you can bear with us, but they're very powerful. Rashmi, my wonderful sister, topic, miracle, nice, thanks sister. Hi Usha, Jasveen, Yukti, Shobha, and Lilawati, Dinesh, Tulasi, and Indu. Very nice to have you all on board today. Just try to see if as we move into 2025, maybe one of the things you can put for your, what do you call it, resolution, New Year resolution or something. I want to live a life in 2025 where there is no resistance in me. At least it's gone 90%. Just visualize it for a little bit. Incredible, right? There is no resistance. That's a miracle. Thank you so much for joining us today on The Next Normal. Keep practicing to love everybody the same. Your life will be so beautiful. It'll be so beautiful. Take care of yourselves. Om Shanti.